Michaela.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm good. It's been so long since we saw each other last.
I know, it feels like an absolute age, doesn't it? It
You're
feels like,
back!
so I'm just turning my fan off because I just realised it's super loud, so.
It made me feel cooler knowing you had a fan on you.
It's all right, I can do this for you. I can do like half an hour in the heat. But no, it does feel like ages since we've seen each other. How have you been?
Yeah, really well, thank you. And, you know, I've just had to embrace it in the best way I can. And doing online consultations with clients has been amazing because it just means I've been able to outreach and see people that I wouldn't necessarily be able to see in salon. So it has been amazing and difficult and confusing all at the same time. But nevertheless, what can we do? We've just been kind of embracing it and making the most of the situation. It's also the best time to try products that you've never tried because no one's going to see you. So it's like trial and error time.
It's so true. And yeah, like you say, it's been a real roller coaster at the moment. But I think even though it's been a tough week for the industry, we've just got to remember this is temporary. It's not going to last forever. And as long as we kind of support each other and just keep hammering the message home that when we do open, we will be safe. That's kind of the key thing. But it's great that you can join us today and talk about summer tanning, because obviously when we all can reopen, clients are going to be dying to get that golden glow again. They're missing their spray tanners, trying to do stuff at home themselves. So when it comes to creating gorgeous summer tans for clients, how important is personalization?
Well, personalization really is for the client, but it's also for the therapist to direct the client. So when the client comes in, I think it's a really difficult situation when you say, so what do you want today? And they're like, I kind of want to look like this. And that might not be realistic. So it's about guiding and almost trying to, it's almost like controlling the situation so the client feels like you are totally in control, but they also feel safe and trusting in your hands. So first of all, you want to determine their skin type and their skin tone. So do they glow? Sorry, am I back? I'm back.
Yeah, that's
Do they
okay.
want a
You're back.
medium glow? Do they want a dark glow?
You're back.
Sorry, it's a glitch. So whether they want a light, medium or a dark glow would determine the house of the product. So whether that's a light tan, whether that's an express or the classic tan or the extra dark tan. Then it's all about their skin type. So do they have really dry, dehydrated skins? If they do, then the darker tans are not going to be the one for them. You want them to walk away and feel amazing. You want the tan to last as long as possible. And you also don't want to upset their skin type. So they don't want to walk away and 5 days later say, my God, my skin fell off. What happened? So it's about caring for the skin as well. And that's why this purity vitamin is a fantastic place to start. We will talk about that today because it's going to be a great answer to a lot of questions.
And obviously you were talking about how important it is to bespoke it for different skin types. What are your top tips for all the kind of key skin types in? So oily, acne, and I guess also if people have got stretch marks and things like that, you know, what's your top tips for getting it right?
Getting it right has got to be in the prep. We can, as therapists, only control so much that the client is going to do before they come to us. So even if it's like a text message or a phone call the day before and be like, hi guys, it's your exfoliation day, make sure you jump in the shower, but also explaining the reason why, because when you say exfoliate, they're like, meh, oh yeah, I did that a week ago. But the reason they have to exfoliate is because their tan needs to be a smooth, even application. So it has to lay on a smooth, even layer of skin. If you have bumpy, distressed, dehydrated skin laying on the surface, the tan, of course, is either not going to go on very flawlessly or very even, and it's not going to last very long. So let's make it, you know, their decision. If you don't exfoliate, your tan's not going to be great. So exfoliate the skin no matter what your skin type. Make sure that you buff up the skin. It's about removing the dead skin cells, whether that's with an oil-free exfoliation or the exfoliating gloves or mitts. There is also an option now that therapists, I wonder if they could probably upsell the prep and maintain tan remover. That is a brilliant to prep the skin because it also primes the skin with the yogurt that's in there as well. It's a beautiful product. It's like slick on the skin. There's no acid in there. It doesn't upset the pH. It just leaves the skin beautifully primed and buffed, ready for your tan application. Also hair removal. So any waxing, as we know, needs to take place 24 hours before, but remind them. You almost need to just put these triggers in their mind so the client comes, no deodorant, absolutely no deodorant, no body oils, hopefully no body moisturizers, unless they have very dry skin. If they have really dry skin, they can turn up with an oil-free, like an aloe vera based lotion. Again, that's a product that St.Tropez can give. That could be a home kit for the client, as also a prep kit as well. And then they need to turn up in loose clothing, preferably not white clothing. However, we are in a new generation now, and again, purity vitamins, you can have white clothing and confidently go out. And for oily skins, you can go across the range. There is every product. So the products with hyaluronic acid can still be for you, but also the dark and the extra dark can also be for you. Mature skins are the same. It's just the dry and dehydrated skins you want to look out for. They are going to be in the mid-range. So you want to kind of be in the classic tanning range so that you get that bit of moisture boost. You're not going to dry the skin out with the extra DHA in the darker products. So again, it's just trying to take control and advising the client as to why, not just telling them and expecting them to understand. Sometimes as therapists as well, like when we talk, you almost feel like everybody knows what you're saying and how you're explaining it, and a lot of my friends say, I don't understand what you just said, and it's like, yeah, okay, sorry. So just try and explain and educate them, you know, try and give them education that they go away with thinking, that's great. If it's a telephone call, make sure you prep your skin, whatever your skin type. Perhaps even ask them, what is your skin condition? How is your skin feeling at the moment? Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? Do you have any concerns that we need to discuss and talk about? And then advise them following on with the prep, what they should bring in, what they shouldn't do before they come in, and also no makeup either. Hopefully no makeup anyway. And that way you're just kind of giving that client absolute, complete confidence before they turn up in the salon.
Yeah, I think that's so true as well. You know, not everybody who comes in for a treatment will be having spray tans frequently. So just giving them really clear guidance on what to expect, what to do is going to make it the best experience.
Yeah.
We've just had a question from Find Wax Beauty actually, and this was something I was going to ask, but it's asking what you would buff the skin with.
Okay, so that would be exfoliating gloves. I do believe that St.Tropez do an exfoliating mitt as well. There are products out there as a mitt that you can buff over the skin. Now, when we say buff and exfoliate, for me, it's just more about skin removal. When you exfoliate, you could really, really go for it. You could body brush. You could use a grainy crystallized exfoliator, or you could just use the buffing gloves. I also do say to all of my clients as well, around day 3, that buffing word comes back. So day 3, when you jump in the shower, give your body an all over buff again. And what that will do is that will stay ahead of any breakup that's happening. Again, a lot of clients will say, oh my God, but I don't want to lose my tan. I don't want to buff my tan off. But it's kind of explaining to them that we're not removing the tan, we're evening the tan, keeping it lovely and fresh. Perhaps they want to take a product home that they can top up. Again, it's about education. You can top up your tan, although it won't be the same as what we're having in salon. In salon, it's a very professional treatment. The tan will be a lot more flawless because it's out of the gun, and also there'll be a deeper, richer tan, and as well as that beautiful experience that you have with your therapist. But upselling a product to take home and top up is also a real key, because it means that they have, again, more trust in you. And yes, they do, and they can top up their tan, but they need to come to you for that original first bulk, and then they can top up. But then buffing around day 3 and day 4, just to stay ahead of that skin breakup that it naturally has when it decides to exfoliate very unnaturally and very in no system at all. You know, your arm could go before your chest, and your armpits normally go between your boobs, normally go, all very odd areas that are very, very warm. But staying ahead of the game by moisturizing every day and making sure you buff your skin on day 3 or day 4. But buffing, not fully exfoliating. Removing, I mean.
Thank you for that question, Fine Wax Beauty. They've also just asked whether you offer salon training, Michaella.
Yes, I don't personally, but yes, the brand definitely do offer salon training. That is something that you could collect from, if you could send a message from Instagram The guys, the customer service are amazing. They will come straight back to you with an answer of hows and the wheres and whereabouts and how it all works. That's I can answer on here. I can answer any questions on here.
But yeah, if anybody watching, if you do have any questions for Michaella, pop them in and we will try and get as many of them answered as we can in this live. And yeah, I hope that's answered your questions, Fine Wax Beauty. And when it comes to spray tanning, what do you think are some of the most common troubleshooting tips that therapists face when they're trying to create that really flawless spray tan?
It's definitely feedback. So it's after their treatment. I think expectation is huge from a client that's paying for a service. So when they go home, or from the moment they step out of that salon, you are not in control of what they do again. We're coming back to that. What happens when you leave or what happens before you come in is nothing we can control. So the fact they might jump in the car, and they might have washed their hands, they might have put a bra on downstairs even though you said no, they might have tight pants on that will give them a line, they might have a tight waistband on that will give them a line, they might go home and the dog might lick their hand or their face or their arm, and all of these things that we can't control. And when we say don't wash your hands, I know it's really terrible, especially at the time at the moment, but don't wash your hands when you've got a spray tan. If you do, add a spritz of even the Purity face mist over the top, or the Purity Vitamins retail product over your hands to keep your hands topped up, especially because we're washing so much. But the troubleshooting issues are definitely like when I went home and I showered off, I had a mark here. And then you say, okay, but did you put a bra strap on? The bra strap touched your arm very tightly and it left a mark, and you didn't tell me, and I wasn't able to buff it in. So I think you could always advise the clients as well to perhaps take a mitt home with them and say, if you get home and you find that there is a line or a streak that's appeared because of whatever reason, or you've removed clothes or you've added clothes, or perhaps you've caught your arm or you put a handbag on your shoulder, just give it a little buff and just try and move it in again with the mitt. I think it's almost like aftercare as much as you can. Also like skin conditions. So lots of people, I've had lots of clients say to me, the breakup was quite bad. You know, the breakup was all over the place. And I'll say to them, did you really prep your skin before you came into me? Well, yeah, I exfoliated 3 days before. Did you remove your hair on the same day as your spray tan before showering? Yeah, and it was all porous. Did you put cold water on your legs afterwards to close the pores? No. I think the troubleshooting is almost more of your aftercare. So it's like a feedback. Again, it's just more advice from you, but also saying when you leave the salon, I can't do anything to help you. So please just listen to what I say. There's a reason I say it, but explain why you're saying it, and then they get more of an understanding of it. Troubleshooting as well will be oils. So people will bath in oil and then apply an oil. The tan won't last so long. So again, it's advised not to use an oil-based product. A shea butter-based product is great. But also, this is where I find it fantastic to be able to sell a client. So I'd say to a client, grab a gradual tan, grab a mist, grab a mousse, take it home with you and top up in 4 days' time in this direction. Come back to me if you're struggling. It's almost just constantly being in touch with that person. And that's how you gain their trust, and they're going to come back for a spray tan. You know what you could say? Do you know what? Just come and see me every week. I'll make you look and feel fantastic.
There was so many great tips in there. Even the thing like the handbag on the shoulder when they leave and stuff. I think they're just things that clients wouldn't think about, and then they wouldn't think of what's caused it either. So I think, like you said, the aftercare is such a big thing for clients having and maintaining a brilliant tan. So it's definitely all about education. We had a couple of questions just while you were talking about that, so I'm just going to try and get through them while they go along. Cassie Bella has asked how much the St.Tropez training costs.
Question I can't answer. They definitely will answer it on DM on here though. So pop them a DM, guys. I'm so sorry I can't answer that question.
That's all right. And Amelia Barton has asked, how do you wear spray tan with white clothes? All my summer whites are ruined. A little sad face.
Oh my god. Okay, so you're going to love Purity Vitamins. Purity Vitamins is a transparent, non-transferable tan. This is like heaven. So when Purity Face Mist came out, everyone went crazy for it, and it sold out time and time again. And a lot of my clients said to me, can you give this to me in a bottle, in a body bottle? And I was always like, well, yeah, you could kind of use it all over your body if you like. But then Purity Vitamins came out in a retail product, which is like a godsend. Then it's finally arrived in a professional product. So the reason it's different to the others is, number one, it's non-transfer. So it's clear. So when you wear your beautiful white clothes, you can get dressed after you've had a spray tan and you will have no issue with your white clothes. And you also don't have to shower, so there is no guide colour. It just gives you the most beautiful iridescent glow, which is fantastic for the therapist, because the therapist again feels confident because they can see where their tan is going because of that iridescent gloss. But it also has some fantastic technology in there that actually makes the product dry down time pretty much 0. So you would apply your 2 layers of spray tan within the salon, and then by the time you've done your first layer, your second layer, your first layer is dry, and your client can get dressed in white clothes and head out, whether it's to work, whether it's to the beach, to a spa. Actually, not a spa, don't get in a swimming pool, to a bar or to a restaurant. You can go out with your whites on and have the most beautiful iridescent glow. Your tan starts to appear in 3 hours. It is a dream. It also has that amazing smell, so it fills the room with confidence and that tropical holiday scent. The scent in the spray tan is less, so that the therapist can deal with that beautiful smell as well. It's not overwhelming. And there is also a penetrator in there. So that actually means that the spray tan version of this transparent tan is a little bit darker than the retail tan. Hence why it's great to get a spray tan. So it's a deeper, richer colour. It would be about a medium colour, but again, no transfer, no guide colour at all, so nothing to worry about. But you have these incredible vitamin ingredients as well. But anyway, I'm going to go into this too much. Let's get some more questions done, and I'm going to come into this.
But no, Amelia, I hope that's helped. Purity Vitamins could be the answer for you for maintaining a really great tan, being able to wear all your white clothes. And obviously, Michaella, you've been talking a bit about Purity Vitamins and what it is from St.Tropez. Are you able to tell everybody a little bit about what products are in the range if people haven't come across it before?
Yes, so the ingredients that are in Purity Vitamins is vitamin C, which is a radiance boost for the skin all over, so brightening and radiance. Hyaluronic acid, so you're hydrating the skin immediately you're applying the tan. So DHA needs water for that amino acid colour to take change. And rather than taking the water out of the skin, the product is applied with the water that it needs to take, which is why the skin is so much more hydrated and it feels plumper, it looks dewy, it looks fresh, it looks highlighted, just because it's got the hyaluronic acid in there. Then you have vitamin D boosters. So vitamin D boosters are not an ingredient of vitamin D. That is not how vitamin D works. It means it stimulates the vitamin D within our skin. The reason that they have done the vitamin D boosters through the avocado oil, so it's a very natural product, and also this is the first spray tan that they can officially call clean. I'm so excited about that because those
that's really
very
cool.
well. You think, I wonder if that's clean. Yes, it is clean. It's the first one they can officially say it's spray tan is clean. And the vitamin D boosters almost boost skin health, but they also give you that whole sunshine complex feeling. So you know, the beautiful scent, the hydration, the radiant vitamin C, and the vitamin D boosters is how you would, it's almost that feeling you would get from laying in the sun, but in 10 minutes in a spray tan booth in a safe way, and you're treating the skin with skincare level ingredients.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just think I'm so excited about it. I'm very, very excited. And compared with the others, so the classic is obviously a classic range. We all know that beautiful classic tan, but it has a guide colour and it doesn't carry the skincare benefits that the vitamin does. And the express range is a 1, 2 or 3 hour tan. It does come with a delicious guide colour. I do love that guide colour because it makes me feel like, although I can't get dressed in white, I can get dressed and go out for the day. However, if it rains, you're in trouble. But that's a darker tan, and then you have the extra dark tan. So the only product in a spray tan solution that has skincare level ingredients is Purity Vitamins Body Mist.
I think the skin health benefits is amazing, isn't it? Because your skin health is so important for how your tan looks when it takes. 'Cause the healthier your skin is, the better.
Absolutely. And the
And
longer the tan
obviously,
lasts as well.
yeah, so you've spoken a little bit about some of the benefits of the range and everything. What makes it so different to everything else that's out there in the market?
The technology. I'd love to give you a great big answer, but the technology and the background and the care and the love that goes into it. I was really excited when they launched this because for me, I'm a skincare and facialist, skincare expert and facialist. So where skincare meets tanning is the most beautiful success because we are applying tan onto our skin. And there are lots of tans out there that will completely dry the skin out and leave the skin in a poor condition. And this is where I think Purity Vitamins is so different because they are looking after and protecting the skin from the moment you pick up that phone with the preparation, then your spray tan, and then your aftercare. So I think as a brand as a whole, it's very caring. We have great direction and great training, and then within the product, we're all about looking after the skin, caring for the skin, and also educating you and the therapist and the customer on skin health, meaning that yes, they can have the most natural looking, beautiful, flawless tan. We're not in the old ages anymore. When you point out that someone's wearing a self-tan, you wouldn't even know someone's had a self-tan now because the application is amazing and the products are fantastic. But I think because they are one of the first brands to be able to put vitamins into a product because they've thought about how do we better our tan? How do we better the skin? How do we look after the skin as well as applying a tan? And that was putting skincare and tanning together.
And so what tips do you have for therapists who are looking to use the St.Tropez Purity range on clients in the salon? You know, how would they go about using that?
I think, first of all, this is a great time of year to start. Obviously, we are unfortunately are not back yet. But when we go back, let's talk about how we feel. So everyone is going to be in a bit of a panic. I know that my hairdresser's opened and I cannot get an appointment for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So the phone is going to be ringing off the hook. However, every person that walks through the door is going to feel extremely emotionally uptight. And they're going to be carrying a lot of baggage. And although, yes, as a therapist, we are also going to be carrying that baggage, but our baggage goes out the window because we're here for the client. So it's about nurturing the client, but also asking them, you know, let's make you feel great. So the fact that it has a feel-good factor in it, the fact that it has that vitamin C and vitamin D booster, the vitamin D booster makes you feel like you've had an hour in the sun. The scent makes you feel like you're in the sun, and the tan makes you feel like you've had a day in the sun. That in itself isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel inside. And I know that I wear self-tan every week because it's a layer of clothing for me. It immediately changes the clothes I choose in the morning because I think I'll just chuck a dress on, my legs are tan. I'll just put a t-shirt on. I can wear a gym t-shirt today because my body's tanned. It's my first layer of clothing that makes me feel confident. And then you get dressed on top of that. Then clothes look even better. But that's an emotional feeling. The way of how you look is actually how you feel about how you look. So I think gauging how the client feels and also coming in with something new, something fresh, something summery, something bright. Like, yes, we haven't had a summer, we've been locked in. Let me make you feel and look amazing in 10 minutes in the spray booth. Also the fact that there's no transfer and the customer can go straight out afterwards. It's also going to fit into their lifestyle. They can come in at any time of the day. They can come in before work, they could come in at lunchtime, they could come in after work. The tan takes them 3 hours, but it doesn't have that guide colour that frightens a lot of people. It's also good for beginners or light skins as well. People that are maybe a bit afraid, you can build on the colour, so you can respray 2 times. You could even go over a 3rd time, or you could spray once. It depends on how the customer and the client's feeling, if they're a bit worried about it. You know, also, I think there's going to be a lot of new people wanting a spray tan that have never had a tan before because they haven't had a garden. We've been locked in, you know, that very kind of urban territory where we're all kind of in our houses and you've got bricks around you, and you know, you're in London surrounded by buildings. Unfortunately, not everyone has access to be outside. So it's almost putting that love for the outside and for the world coming back together again. So I think it's going to be a lot of focus about that. It's going to be a lot of talk about what we've all been through and how we are emotionally feeling. So that's definitely going to be the first hit.
Yeah, I think it's so true. The feeling that you get after you've had a tan, that is so positive. It really boosts your well-being. And like you said, I think so many clients are stuck indoors. They're dying to see their therapist. They're dying to get a glow. They're dying to get a little bit back to normal. So I think people are going to be really busy. And if you've got something new so you can show your clients, that's just going to be great as well. But we've had a few questions come through actually just about it while you've been talking. Iga has asked, could purity vitamins work through makeup products?
Yes, so if you have makeup on, you can spray over the top the same way Purity Mist, so Purity Face Mist, you can spray over the top of makeup. It will still penetrate through the makeup, yes.
Great news. And Christina has asked if the products have SPF in them.
No, please always ensure that the customer and the client must wear SPF on their bodies, absolutely.
And Fine Wax Beauty has asked whether we can use this tan in a spray tan booth. But yeah, there's a professional range and there's a retail range, isn't there?
Exactly, yes, there's two. The retail range is just a lighter colour and the professional range is a darker colour, but it also has those beautiful penetration levels, so it goes a little bit deeper. So there are both in the range, and I think they're both amazing. They're both fantastic. Try them all.
And GemB6 has asked, with St.Tropez training, can it be offered to solo therapists or is it only available to larger salons?
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it could be, and I'm sure it is to anyone working on their own and larger establishments as well. But that would also be a message that you could fire through on email or a DM on here. I will also, after here, I will chase up on the girls as well. I know they're going to be on it. They're probably, I think they are already watching now, so they're already going to know these questions that need to be answered. So your question will be answered for sure.
And the same person, Gem's, also asked about how much you would recommend charging for a spray tan. Obviously, it's dependent on location, but what kind of factors do you think about when you're creating your treatment price?
So I get asked this question a lot as well. How do I price myself? Well, first of all, like you say, what's your surroundings? Then I would also think about, okay, what's your surroundings? What are they offering that I'm not? What am I offering that they're not? So whether their establishment is huge, their overheads are going to be very big. I don't like to undercut people for no reason, unless, of course, like my establishment would be a cheaper rent, my overheads are a little bit less, so I can afford to be a bit cheaper. I also think that you must maintain a price and be confident in the reason that you're charging that price. I always think like a spray tan price for me is about £25–30, even 35. I know in London there's a lot of places that are charging 50, and it's worth it. You know, you're getting a quality treatment, you're taking that therapist's time, you're under their roof, you're using their electricity, they're making you feel incredible. The advice and education that you will get from that person is priceless. So I do think that you shouldn't undervalue yourself. You should value yourself with the criteria that works around your area and how you feel your value is. And perhaps you might want to be a little bit more expensive, but the client gets a free mid. I think that offering something different, but advice is just probably the key that people can't buy. And also, where we're all going to be coming out of lockdown, no one's had access to products that we and you and I are so lucky to have had. So they haven't had the advice on the body scrubs, they haven't had the self tan at home, they haven't had that spray tan that they feel amazing for. So I also think that afterwards, when we are all ready, it's about embracing all of that. So it's not necessarily whacking your price up because everyone's going to want a spray tan. It's being consistent and building trust with everyone.
And obviously, everyone's going to have to wear PPE when they go back as well. Will you be incorporating the cost of the PPE into your treatment prices as well?
I think that everyone's going to have to think about that, yes, because it's going to be expensive. So the PPE, also the disposables, like for facials, you know, you're going to have to decant. So lots of spatulas, whether it's disposable pots, gloves, and the PPE. I think that probably the best way, and where I'm going, is to try and estimate where and how much it's going to cost me per day or per treatment, or what I need per treatment, and then kind of work it out. It would only be pounds, but I think the customers, the clients are going to understand. They do understand. It's safety for you and for them. So it's not just for us being selfish, you know, it's for us kind of in the middle saying, oh, I'm going to do it for both of us. So I am going to ask you to pay an extra £1.50 or a £2, and explain it. Don't just put it on your price, you know, explain, unfortunately, due to circumstances, there will be this amount of money that was going to have to go into your treatment. But for sure, we, you know, as therapists, you charge what you charge. You are using enough product as it is. You're spending enough money on stock as it is. You do have to share that fee.
Yeah. And like you said as well, I think clients would be really understanding, because even with hairdressers who are preparing to open, even my hairdressers, they've slightly upped their prices just to factor in that PPE.
Yeah,
and I think
the cleaning products.
Yeah, exactly, the sanitization and stuff, and I think people will be really understanding about that.
Yeah.
The real JC has asked, what's your thoughts on organic and vegan spray cans?
Well, Purity Vitamins covers vegan, I believe. So I think they're amazing.
That's great.
Big tick, big tick.
And is there anything else with Purity Vitamins that we should know about, Michaella, that you think it'd be really good for like salons and solo spray therapists and stuff, that they should know about this range if they are considering taking on some new products this year?
Education on the skincare ingredients. That's probably where I would hit. You know, this isn't just another spray tan solution. This is about skin health. So skin health and kind of like, let's look after your skin after you've been in lockdown. And yeah, for sure, definitely the skincare ingredients. The way that the tan is applied, that it's transparent. But other than that, I wouldn't go too deep into it. There's not much more to say apart from the fact it stands out. It's a standalone product because it's transparent, and because it has the vitamins, and it has the hyaluronic acid, and it has the beautiful smell of tropical scent. And overall, as a hood, it's almost like sunshine in a bottle. Sunshine in a bottle.
Yeah, this is one of the plights, isn't it, of working from home, just the internet. I had that.
I know. I don't know. I'm on Virgin Media. I think a couple of people have said how funny it's been. But yeah, just I could almost have a sunshine and then say, this is how you're going to feel after you've had Purity Vitamin Spray Tan. Try it yourself as well as therapists. Try it. Give yourself a spray tan. See how you feel. See the love that you have for the product, and it will be easy to be able to tell your clients how fantastic and how amazing it is, and to walk outside in the sunshine and not have a guide colour to put up with. It's just transparent, easy, non-transferable, non-shower.
I think wearing the product themselves as well would be such a easier way to sell it as well, because when you have an amazing tan, people notice it, don't they, immediately?
Oh,
they're like,
sure.
you look great, you look like you've come back from holiday, you know. But that's all that we had time for today, guys. So thank you everybody who joined, and for all your questions for Michaella. I think we've answered as many of them as we can, so thank you everybody. And thank you, Michaella, for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you for the engagement as well. I love when questions come in. Let us know if you have any more questions, but fire those ones I can answer underneath or over in a DM, and St.Tropez will pick them up immediately. But thank you so much. Good luck, sit tight, be confident, be secure, and be safe.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. So thank you so much, Michaella. Thank you, everybody. And if you came into this live a little bit late, it'll be going straight onto Professional Beauty's grid, so you can watch the start bit again if you missed anything. But otherwise, have a lovely weekend, guys. Go treat yourself to an ice cream in this gorgeous weather.
Yes, I know. Thank you. See you later.
Thanks so much, Michaella. See ya.
Bye.